But the media focuses on the younger generation, the millennials not able to buy and all this stuff.
Yeah.
But the politicians know that the people who vote are homeowners who have had their houses before 2015, and they don't want to see housing drop. Sensational stories sell, and so they don't want to talk about the cushy, the homeowners who are comfortable because their values have gone up so much, and how they have to basically help the next generation. They want to talk about the pain that's in the market.
So let's just look at a scenario. So the city's a little looser with permits, and you got guys like us, and we're coming in and we're bringing them their development applications, and most people are kind of gun shy at the moment to launch. So there's a bunch of people just kind of sitting around waiting to see what happens. And then there's all kinds of permits, no labor, a whole bunch of new people looking for houses, but the houses that they want, you can't make any money off of building them. So you just build more of the same crap that no one can really live in comfortably. Like, how does this thing kind of correct itself? And then, like, how long does it really take? And is it like, if they gave us all of the resources that you're asking for right now, we couldn't even build enough. If we got all the permits, right, we couldn't build enough. So even if they give us all that stuff, it doesn't even really solve the problem at all, because there's still way like too big a gap between who needs housing and how much there is affordable. Like, we see there's inventory now, right? We see there's inventory in new and in resale all over the bloody place. But nobody can afford that shit, or nobody wants to buy it, or interest rates are making it harder to afford. TK, you want to jump in? Go.
It's okay.
I don't have anything else.
Okay.
I just see
what I want to just make this point. This is such a huge point that everyone always talks about, is like, we need more housing. We need more housing. And Devin, you want there to be more housing. Darryl, you want there to be more housing. I totally get it. You guys want to build, but we have also a lot of underutilized housing. The whole baby boomer population, everybody that I go to meet with, has got a big 4-bedroom house with just 2 people in their 60s or 70s who are just living the good life and nowhere to go. We have a huge shift in housing needs that are going to change. People are going to require smaller spaces. People are going to, new Canadians will live with more people in one property. The baby boomers will get old. They'll go into smaller spaces that are more suitable to them. And that there is going to be a huge shift that's natural. We were talking about this being a crisis. We were like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen when all those baby boomers need to sell their homes? We're going to have so many vacant 4-bedroom detached 2-story homes in North York and whatever. And now we're like, oh, now we don't have enough big homes. Oh my gosh, right? Like, it's just the flavor of the week, how people change their tune so fast. So I don't think what you're saying is as accurate, where we're going to be under housed forever. Yes, we can do a spreadsheet that shows that we have not enough houses being built based on a number of new people who are moving in. That's easy to do. But as far as people's lifestyles, how many people per household, underutilization of housing, all that kind of stuff, when you start factoring those things in, I don't think we're going to have the crisis that everybody is talking about. We still need more housing. We still need to build faster than ever. We still need to have as much as possible. But I think that there's going to be a leveling out in the markets eventually, where we start to see over the next 10 years, and we haven't built as much as we think, the 20, 30, 5 million units, but like, it's just nowhere near reality. Right. But we're going to start seeing a new lifestyle come up that people will be comfortable living in. And that, that adjustment to,
when they were comfortable living like that last time, it was called the Great Depression, bro. When everybody had to split up their houses 17 ways to pay
and it's
the
called
bills,
New York
right?
City, and it's called Hong Kong, and it's called all these other places that people have. It's not everywhere in Canada that's like this.
No, it's not everywhere. It's very
and so now
Toronto-centric.
We've got places who are like allowing more houses to be built. We've got urban boundaries being expanded. We got garden suites. We've got all these little microcosms of markets that are happening that are allowing for more places for people to live. And I think that there'll just be an adjustment overall. I don't think we will have the lifestyle that we're used to from the 70s, 80s, and 90s ever coming back again, and that people will be living a busier, more congested lifestyle in this country. I think that's just where it's, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
What happens with prices?
They're going to be market dependent.
I think there's a wealth gap, and I think it's just going to continue to expand. I say this all the time, if you were a homeowner before 2016, you're doing pretty well. And unless you leverage like crazy, but if you, whatever type of home you had before 2016, you're doing pretty well. And you know, the baby boomers are going to help their children either by
choice or force.
Either inheritance, or they, you know, they sell their house for a ton of money when they downsize, and they gift their kids money to be able to get into the market. It's just going to continue. The wealth gap is this whole thing. Like even you guys were just saying before, you know, an individual buying a condo for rent is now not good, but we should be building purpose-built rentals. Well, who's going to put the money up? It's going to be big institutional investors and family offices and wealthy people. And they're just going to get wealthier because rents are going up and they're going to make money. And you know, one of the things with rising interest rates, you can't afford your house anymore, but you need a place to live. So, you know, I've heard the story of the sale and leaseback, where you sell it to someone who's wealthy and can't afford the interest rates, and they lease it back to you because you need a place to live and you're willing to pay a rent now. And maybe it doesn't happen in that specific house, but you sell your house and you rent somewhere else. But that's just going to continue with the way interest rates are. Someone was telling me about the cottage country, and how right now, if you want to buy a cottage under $3 million, they're getting killed. Like, you know, $1 million, $1.5 million, $2 million cottages are easy to pick up. They're hard to sell. There are tons available. But there's a 13 and 11 and an $8 million cottage transactions that are not held back. They're happening. And it's because those guys don't pay interest. Interest rates don't affect a $10 million guy. So that wealth gap is just going to continue to grow. And you talk about New York City and Hong Kong and Paris and London, and the wealthy are uber wealthy, and the middle class really
disappeared.
Yeah, I don't know if it's totally disappeared. They just can't get to the same. They can't get past the middle class.
Well, we should call them poor now, but they won't allow it. Right.
Well, there's poor below the middle class.
They've always been saying that.
We need a new name for them.
Says that. They said if I had only bought plazas and apartment buildings back in the 70s, it's the only way I could ever have, like, you know, a 10-digit net worth, you know. And back in the 70s, if I'd only bought after the Great Depression, if I'd only immigrated to Canada on that ship back in 1810, it's always like that. The rich is always going to be getting, the longer you've been invested in the markets, the longer you started, the more wealth you're going to create. So I don't feel this is a bad thing. I don't think there's anything broken here. I think that, yes, there's people who will get wealthier because of the position that they're in and the time that they started. And there'll be a new generation of people in the middle class who have an opportunity to start their generational wealth, and they'll find a way to do it, and their kids will benefit from it. Right.
They can do it on this deal here in Forest Hill with Mr. Cranston.
But
how can I sign up?
But the media focuses on the younger generation, the millennials not able to buy, and all this stuff. Yeah. But the politicians know that the people who vote are homeowners who have had their houses before 2015, and they don't want to see housing drop. So there's a lot more people, I think, in at least that vote, that have a vested interest in the housing market, not dropping, versus the media and the people that they're, the sensational stories sell. And so they don't want to talk about the cushy, the homeowners who are comfortable because their values have gone up so much, and how they have to basically help the next generation. They want to talk about the pain that's in the market.
Hey guys, thanks for watching our clips channel. Why don't you go and check out some more clips? We got lots of other good content somewhere over here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Boom.
That was good.
That was good. I like that. That was good.